We're ready. Oh,
Hey,
talking about food
everybody.
today.
I know,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry we're a little late. We were on a meeting with some dear friends and we were so jazzed up. So if you've been waiting for us, hi, we're here, we're here, we're here. We're talking about your skin and
Yeah,
glowing.
'cause I think this is like the point of approaching how we eat, how we nourish ourselves these days is really about like, how is this fueling my body? What is this doing for me? Not just like, oh, I want to eat that pasta. It's not that anymore, right? We know too much about food to make those decisions. Come on. We need to like create our meals around what we're going for. What are we trying to do? If you're trying to have really nice skin, where it's glowing and you're not getting a lot of wrinkles and you're not getting discoloration and you're potentially blocking your skin cells from changing to growths and cancers and things like that as we age, we really want awesome antioxidant rich foods, right? So we're going to highlight like 5 things to do.
And there are many, many more. But can we start very first with I'm in a weird hotel room. Well, no, it's a beautiful hotel room, but I'm in Boulder, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And the very first thing I learned when I went from California, where it's really wet right now, to Boulder, Colorado, where it's very dry, is hydration is the most important. So we're talking about foods, but you need to remember that hydrating your skin is really, really important. And eating foods that have high water content to help hydrate you is really important. So some of the foods that we're speaking about have a high water content, some are denser, but in general, the background, like the underlying baseline, is that you're drinking at least half your body weight in ounces, you're staying hydrated and plump, because it is amazing what dryness does to skin. It just like, you just like kind of shrivel. So that said, you're hydrating and probably having an electrolyte, something to really keep you hydrated. That's the foundation. And then we're going to layer in foods that are particularly great for skin. So the first one, Kara, is
bone broth, because it does hydration. It has key nutrients for your skin in it. And people now can buy it frozen. We prefer the actual frozen bone broth to the powders. I don't love the powders. I just don't think they have the vitality. So we want actual with the water in it bone broth, just like our Chinese professors taught us, right? When we were in traditional Chinese medicine school. So bone broth is key. You can hide out bone broth in lots of ways. Hillary often in the afternoon is just drinking it. I don't really like the taste of it, to tell you the honest truth. So I guess I can get away with it if I have a ton of rosemary and thyme and stuff like that in it. But in reality, I like to hide it in my other foods. So if I have a really nice pureed soup, I pour the bone broth in there. If I'm making any kind of grain, nice whole grain, if I'm making quinoa, I'll cook it in bone broth. So I hide it out in things. You can put it in any kind of stir fry, anything like that. Anywhere you're using any water, you can put it there. If you're doing dressings that are water-based and not oil-based, you can do it there too and hide it out. If you're going to do a bunch of green herbs, blend it up in some water to put on your chicken or your fish, then you can use bone broth and you won't taste it. What?
That sounds delicious.
It's so delicious.
What I like about bone broth is that it's a highly mineralized tea.
Yeah.
Essentially, you're pulling minerals and nutrients from bone on a slow cook. That it has a great amount of collagen and a high amount of glutamine, which is an amino acid that is really helpful for bonding cells and helping the cells be better cells. So like in your gut tube tract, they really work. It helps kind of create moisture in the respiratory tract and in your skin cells. So these are things that and also there's a good amount of fat, and that kind of the lipids really help your skin and help the lipid membranes. You want really fluid lipid membranes in your cells so that moisture can come in across the cell. What we want for our skin is we want it to be high in antioxidants, and we want it to be these cells to be able to retain moisture and nutrient density. So things need to be able to move across a fluid lipid membrane easily. Bone broth, a lot of that work.
So you cannot have suboptimal hydration, put a bunch of really nice cream on your face and have your skin look good. It's just not possible. Just putting it out there. It's sort of like eating a crappy diet and then I take a multivitamin. That doesn't work, right? So it's the same thing here. We can't cheat with awesome facials and face care products. You actually have to do it from the inside out for your skin. You see it in people over and over again. So green tea is next. So that's another liquid. And we know green tea really helps cellular repair. It has amazing antioxidants that have so much research on them. And if you're trying to potentially make sure, I'm doing everything I can to stop skin cancer from coming, green tea is on the list because we have a lot of anti-cancer research with green tea. We love green tea in all kinds of ways. So you can have it iced, you can have it decaffeinated, whatever you want. Green tea is really good for your skin.
For what we're looking for are like high antioxidant foods. Oxidation, somebody was asking us in our collective class, what is oxidation? What is free radicals? As we do cellular repair, we make damage. We sort of naturally damage our cells, and you need antioxidants to help make cellular repair. And when you're up against a world where there's toxins, or when you're up against a world where you're exposed to secondhand smoke or whatever, jet fuel, or a million things we're up against, we're making free radicals. So the antioxidants are really important for keeping cellular integrity. And green tea is one of the best antioxidants that you can have. It also, if you drink it caffeinated or not caffeinated, it has a real brightening effect. And green tea with lemon, lemon's not one of our 5, but it should, and brightening anything up with a citrus. So we created a glow elixir in one of our fun programs where it was green tea with citrus, with orange and lemon, brightening up with extra vitamin C. Even with the green tea, you're going to start to feel like, 1, you're hydrating, 2, you're really pushing antioxidants that the skin just loves to eat.
Have you ever gone on a kick with green tea, Hillary, where you just drink that all the time?
Our last detox program, I wasn't awesome at 100% getting off caffeine, but I was really good at getting off coffee. And the thing that I noticed about green tea is it has the downside of it is so much easier. Like, it's almost non-existent. So like, if I drink a coffee or 2 coffees in the morning, my evening is spent, it's just not as great, and my sleep isn't as great. When I'm drinking green tea, I just don't notice that. And I can have green tea at 3 p.m. and still sleep okay. Like, it just feels like a much gentler caffeine, and I feel like I get a lot of benefit from it. Like, I feel like it's working for me in multiple ways. It feels softer.
It's so nice, green tea. Yeah, it's a little bit hard sometimes, I think, for people to get used to it because it has a lot of tannins. It's like that almost like red wine thing where it like creates a bit of a bite in your mouth. It's like almost drying, and it's like that kind of feeling. But if you get used to it, green tea is just the beverage of choice. It really is. And you can reuse that same 1 tea bag, or if you put the green tea leaves right in the bottom of your glass jar, it's actually the second pour of the hot water over it that gives you the most antioxidants, sort of something we don't think of much. But if I have a green tea bag and I drink the first cup, I'm going to get most of the caffeine from the first cup. But once I drink it, if I pour more water over the same tea bag, then I'm going to get more of this grassy taste out of it. That's where the most antioxidants is. That's like really what research says. So, think about that. Maybe you're doing 2 cups when you drink your green tea to get all your antioxidants out of it. But there's something really balancing and calming about green tea that you just don't get from a lot of the other teas. And it's the same as black tea and oolong tea and white tea. It's the same plant. It's just harvested and dried in a different way, where you get a lot more as far as free radical fighting chemicals. So it's just so awesome. You mentioned vitamin C. Let's do the vitamin C rich one next.
Is that red pepper? So we love raw pepper. We're a big raw pepper fans around here. red pepper, orange pepper, yellow pepper, really any of the colored peppers have a ton of vitamin C in them. And they are really a water food. I find that people who can't tolerate, because of GI issues, many people can't tolerate cooked peppers, but raw peppers often work really well for people. We love them in our detox programs or our prepare for pregnancy protocols because they're a great vehicle for like a chicken salad or other things where you're taking out some of the crackers or processed foods and you're using something that's very, very vital and full of life. If you eat a red pepper as a snack, and I've trained my kids, it's beautiful to watch. They just eat them like apples, kind of. There's just no way you don't. They give you a freaking boost.
They're delicious.
Just do.
Yeah,
they give you like you're hydrating your tissue, and they're so nutrient dense. So peppers, raw colored peppers are on the list for foods that give you skin glow.
So we have bone broth, green. I'm with you. We have bone broth, green tea, red peppers. We also have sweet potatoes on the list for the beta carotene. So good for our skin, right? Beta carotene gives you the natural, actual glow in your skin. You want more beta carotene for a nice antioxidant rich, not real tan, but more toward a tan, right? Because it will come through your skin, that orange pigment. Is our internet going out here?
I love it. Is it me?
I don't know. Our internet's not doing well. The last food we will do on our next show.
Okay. All right. So TBD, everybody.